Welcome to another episode coming at you from chooseyourrelationships.com, offer of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on amazon.com. Yes, sir. It's official. Like a referee with a whistle. Like, share the video, and all that good stuff. You know, we had a long weekend. A lot of people were, I guess, out and about. Labor Day weekend. Hopefully, you spent some time with your loved ones, your family, people you care about, because life is short. You know, don't take people for granted that's around you. You know, try and spend as much time as you can with them. That's what I do. You know, well, hey, you know, a lot of shit going on out here in these streets. Yeah, I'm looking forward to what the rest of the year has in store. Hopefully you too, you know, so we can go out here and we're gonna make it do what it do. And we're gonna make it happen, man. So hey, smash the like button, share the video, and I'm gonna talk about some of my experiences traveling and being overseas. And I don't hear a lot of people talking about what happens once you leave North America and go to other places. You know, you change your perspective. You start to see things different once you go to other places. I think most people would agree with that. You know, I know me personally, and you got to keep in mind, my first time getting on a plane and leaving the country, I was 20 years old. So that's over 25 years ago. 25 years ago when I first left North America and I went to Japan. That was my first time going anywhere outside the country at the time. Let me see. One, the bad news is the woman could be married and you didn't know.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
In other countries like Thailand, couples can just go to a temple and a monk bless them. That's it. They are married. Yeah, that actually happens. That happens. I think it's easy for it to happen. Much easier for it to happen other places in North America. I agree with that. You meet her and think it's her brother, but it's her husband. That definitely happens. That happens probably more than you getting married to her and she's already married. Yeah, the brother thing, the play brother thing, that's what some people call it. Play brother. The play brother thing happens a lot. You know, I if a woman tells me she has a play brother or she show up and say, "Oh, this is my brother," I'm gonna be highly suspect of that. That's just me though. You know, you might not be, you know, but I would be highly suspect of that. She show up with a play brother. I'm thinking
She belongs to the streets.
I won't be able to take her serious after that. You know. But, you know, when I left North America for the first time, I went to Japan. And I never been anywhere by myself away from my parents at the time. This is the first time. And I'm in the Navy at the time. So before I left, I knew it was gonna be a long time for me to come back before I came back to visit. You know, so I caught a flight from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I had one stop. I stopped in Chicago, O'Hare Airport. I caught a flight straight from O'Hare Airport to Narita, Japan. So I caught a flight from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, stopped in Chicago, straight shot to Narita, Japan. At the time, it was what, 12 hours nonstop. And I knew it was going to be a while before I came back. I didn't come back to visit until 2 years later. I didn't come back until 2 years later. And by this time, I've already been to, man, I've been every fucking where, bro. After 2 years. I've probably been to Korea like, just in 2 years now. I've probably been to Korea like 4 times, different spots. Been to Australia 5 times, different spots. Gold Coast, Sydney, Perth, you know. Been to Hawaii, Guam, India, Dubai, like probably 3 times. I've been to Bahrain twice, Saudi Arabia once, Singapore twice, Hong Kong twice, Thailand, oh shit, probably 5 or 6 times, you know. Where else did we go to? There's some places, man, I probably forgot about, you know. And, you know, I was stationed in Japan, so I've pretty much been all over Japan, just out and about, getting on the train and just go by myself most of the time, or with some girl I'm in or something like that, you know. And then when I got out, well, no, I don't. So that's the first 2 years now. Now, when I came back after 2 years, it was like, damn, that's how it is over here. There's a whole nother world where this is how shit really goes down. North America is just a bunch of made up shit for the most part. Now today is a little different. In the 90s, they used to hide a lot of shit. But today, they put it all in your face today. But you don't know what you're looking at. In most cases, you have to know what you're looking at. But they don't hide anything today. They put it out there. They put everything all out in front of your face today. In the 90s, you had to look for shit. You had to research. You had to travel. Today, they don't hide it. They put it all out there today. You just don't know what you're looking at. You know? That's the difference between today and back in the 90s, if you want to compare. I realized, man, that everything I was taught, the majority of it, is a bunch of lies. Once I started to travel and started meeting people, different people from all walks of life. Because being a black male, especially, we think that people don't like us everywhere else, being that we've been in North America for so long. So we just assume, hey, they hate us here in North America. They probably don't like us anywhere else either. So why should I travel anywhere else? I'm already getting treated badly and being disrespected over here. So why go elsewhere? And the opposite is true. The opposite is true. I found that in most cases, now just keep in mind, I haven't been to Europe. I haven't, the furthest I've been south, it's not even really south, but the furthest I've been south is Mexico. I've never been to Europe, no parts of Europe. I'm not even interested in going to Europe, but I've never been there. But I've heard things about certain parts of Europe. I've heard different things. I know some guys got out the military, places like Germany, and they never came back. They stayed over there. So, and they like it over there. They got a family over there and everything. Wife, kids, every goddamn thing. And there's a population of black people that live in Germany and the UK, you know, and they're happy. And they're not interested in coming back over here, that's another story, you know. I'll get into that in a minute. So after my time being in the Navy, it kind of I always say it was a gift and a curse. Because you know when they say if you know better, you do better? Now, think about it like this. If you ever been in the military, you know what you understand what I'm about to say. They shape you and mold you into being this certain type of person, right? Whatever you want to call that certain type of person. They shape you and mold you into being that certain type of person. So I'm being exposed to all these different environments, all these different types of people. And when it's time for me to get out, you expect me to go back home where I came from, and I'm supposed to go back to being the person I was before I went in. That's not going to happen. That doesn't happen to anybody that goes into the military. I can't go back to the way I used to be. I can't act like my experiences never happened. You know, I'm being treated basically like I'm a fucking rock star. That's basically how it was. I'm being treated like I'm a celebrity damn near every country I've been to. Now, some people will say, well, maybe because you're American. Well, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But maybe in the beginning, you knowing me, getting to know me, and you find out that I'm from America, maybe that's cute in the beginning. But over time, that's going to get old. That's going to wear off, just like anything. So after months, years, she's still treating me the same. Nothing changed. So it ain't just because I'm a Black American. It's more to it than just that. It ain't just because I'm in the Navy. It's more to it than just that. Because I still know some of those women still to this day. So it ain't just because the stuff that people assume. So I got out and I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do? You know, I'm like 100 miles and running when I got out. Because I'm kind of used to living fast. So now I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to live, what I'm going to do. You know, the job situation just never really worked out for me. It just never worked out. Yeah, I had jobs, but it shit wasn't I didn't really have what some people call a career. That just didn't work out for me. Some people it did work out. But it didn't work out for me. I had to create my own way. You know? But that's just me though. I had to create my own way. I had to go about things my own way. Why? Because I didn't have a choice. So that took me about probably 10 years to get through that phase. Through my 20s, basically. And early 30s. So now And P.S. by the way, when I first got out, you know how people say, how people find out you're a veteran today, and they say, "Oh, well, thanks for your service." Well, they wasn't doing that when I got out. They wasn't saying that when I got out. If someone found out you were ex-military or veteran at the time, like 20 years ago, they didn't give a shit. They didn't say anything. Today, people are nice today. They'll, as soon as if they see you wearing a hat, they'll be like, "Oh, thanks for your service." They wasn't doing that in the 20s. They tell you go to hell. Yeah, shit was different 20 years ago, man. All this patriotism, it wasn't none of this shit 25 years ago. Oh no, not when I got out. Shit was different, boy. And a lot of that, um, had me feeling a certain type of way. Because, like I said, you you mold me to be this type of person, and when I get out, it's kind of like, hey, kick rocks, you know. And now I'm supposed to function the way I used to function in there, but it ain't working. It's not working out for me because, and this is, I didn't understand this at the time. I understand it now, but at the time I didn't understand this. And I done travel all around the world, met all these different people from all walks of life. And what happens to a lot of guys, just like it happened to me, you feel like you lived a lie. You feel like you lived a lie all these years. You've been tricked. You've been duped. You've been bamboozled.
Again, you've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok. This is what he does.
Yeah. So a lot of guys don't come back here because they'd be like, "Hey, I'm getting treated much better over here. I'm not being disrespected. I don't got to worry about the police. You know, I don't got to worry about, you know, I don't got to worry about a lot of bullshit that happens over here." So a lot of guys be like, "Hey man, I'll just stay wherever I'm at. Whether it's Germany, Japan, wherever they at, Australia. Some of them go to the Philippines, Vietnam, Thailand. Where else they go to? Brazil. Now, at the time, I heard about Brazil in the 90s, but I never actually put too much thought into it until I saw Al Gree's film, Frustrated. Like, well, I saw the new one recently, Frustrated 3 recently, but I heard about the first one like 5 years ago. And that's when I started thinking about traveling to South America, places like Brazil and Colombia. You know. And but here's another thing about a lot of those guys that move to other countries. A lot of them, they kind of feel like like they've been lied to, and they feel a little, how would I say this? They're kind of bitter. A lot of these guys are kind of bitter. So what happens is they don't even come to visit, bro. They don't even come to visit. They don't visit their parents, their sisters and brothers, and nobody. I know guys personally. They ain't been back. They might have been back one time in 20 years to visit their parents. Sure, they'll call. They'll call the parents. But some of these guys ain't been back in 20 years to visit their parents. I know guys that's like this personally. I'm like, damn, bro, you ain't visit your parents? Shit. God damn. You can at least visit your parents, man. Because a lot of these guys are they kind of feel a certain type of way, man. They're like, the heck with coming over here? They're kind of jaded, kind of mad, bitter. I wouldn't say they mad. That kind of wears off after a while. But it's still kind of bitter. Because you live your whole life thinking one thing, but it ain't really like that. You know? Now, some people will say, man, they're racist everywhere, right? That's true. That's true. You're going to run into it. But I would say this. The same thing happens everywhere. It just happens in a different way. That's what I would say about that.
I'm sick. I'm sick.
Like, I give you an example. Let's say somebody doesn't like you. And wherever you at, let's say you're in Japan or China or Korea, Australia. If someone doesn't like you, you're going to know because they're just not going to interact with you at all. Right? And I don't have a problem with that. You know, I don't have a problem with that at all. They just won't have anything to do with you. Period. Now, here in America, people talk to you all the goddamn time. And they hate your guts. They'll even take it a step further sometimes. They'll invite you over to the house and meet the wife, the kids. You meet his friends. Y'all might even go party together. And at the end of the night, he might even hook you up with a girl so you can get you some cooch. But he hates your guts. He wish you would go someplace and die. Only in America, only in North America, this type of behavior happens. You know what I'm saying? But it's not going to happen like that. Not to that extent. Anyplace else. Unless you're being set up. Unless you have something that they want. But on average, if someone doesn't like you in these other countries, they're just not going to be bothered with you, period. You can't come over to their house. They ain't talking to you. They ain't calling you. ain't even speak to you. But here in North America, people play games over here. They'll do what they got to do to get what they want. To whatever extent. They'll even prostitute themselves to get what they want in North America. I'm not saying this doesn't happen anyplace else, but in North America, I found people take it to the next level. They might hate your guts, bro. You're a scum of the earth. But then they'll invite you over to their house, invite you over to the cookout, invite you to the party. They'll even give you a girl for one night so you can get some cooch. Get the wop. And another thing that's different about being in other countries is some people might have, they might have heard or might have certain stereotypes about you or the group of people you associated with. But some people will still give you a chance. They'll still give you the benefit of the doubt. Or give you the benefit of the doubt. Just based on who you are as a person. Now that, my friend, does not happen here in North America. We don't get the benefit of the doubt in North America. Zero. No way, no how. So that's one big difference. People will give you a chance elsewhere, regardless of what they've heard, regardless of what they've seen on television. They'll give you a chance. If you blow it, well, it's on you. That's on you. But once you travel and been to these other places and met all these different people, you're not going to be able to go back being the way you used to be. Because it's like you have a new program. You have a new programming. There's a lot of guys have gotten used to being treated well. Have gotten used to being respected by other groups of women outside of North America. And if that continues for a long period of time, months, years, and you come back to North America, you're not going to tolerate no more disrespect from the North American women. It's not going to happen because you know better. You experience better. I'm not saying you won't have any. Well, some guys don't even date women in North America no more. They'll get on a plane and go someplace else or drive to Mexico or something like that. Shit. Yeah, some guys don't even date women in North America no more. They'll go elsewhere. They'll take a trip, do whatever. because they gotten used to a certain type of treatment. They have like a new, really new programming, really new self-esteem, whatever you want to call it, and that's a great thing. That's a good thing. And they raise their standards, and they're not willing to tolerate anything less. And that's the bad news of what happens when you travel outside of North America and when you come back. You start to see that even if you meet a woman here, let's say you meet a woman here from the DR, and you go to the DR, and you be like, oh, that bitch ain't that good looking as these other women over here. And she don't act the same. She's Americanized. But you start to see that when these women get to North America, regardless of where they came from, they ain't really that as good as they claim to be or represent themselves to be. You know, that's what happens. So okay, let me see. Some the husband sends the wife to get a what? Marry him and bring her to his country, and she goes home to her country to see husband bring him money. Yeah, that stuff happened. I heard real stories. What up, Mike? What up, Howard? Panel tonight? Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna put the link in here, man. I know it's other guys that have traveled that follow me. More than likely, they have the same experience that I've had. You know, you can't once you leave North America, you can't go back the way things used to be. You know. So let's talk about it. Come on down. Let's talk about it. You know, smash the like button, share the video, and you know. Yeah, and traveling, man, is probably the one of the best things I've probably ever done. And it's priceless. And one thing, man, my experience is traveling, you can never take, no one can ever take it away. And I'm still going to continue to travel. I haven't been South America yet. You know, I'm not really interested in going to Europe. You know, too cold for me. I don't really. I like tropical, hot, warm weather. So, it's all good, man.
What's up?
Yo,
Yep,
what's
yep,
going
yep.
on?
I'm alive. That's the best part.
Hey, that's the hey, that's good.
So I'm a little late. What were you hitting on?
I was talking about what happens once you leave North America and travel and go elsewhere, and years later you come back home. What happens to
Yeah,
most guys?
yeah. I'm about to pump up a site for you real quick to go check out. They're called Mama Hoo Hoo, horse, tiger. And they did something that pointed that out 100%. You just change the whole how you buy stuff, how you react to things, and you come back to the US and it's just a whole another game. I mean, you start bargaining for things that you can't bargain for it here. You know, you're like, what are you talking about? Why are you? No, it's still what is it? A Big Mac meal is still $5. You can't, you can't barter for this.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, it's just a whole bunch of things they put down right there. I'll let you know. It's just going to be different. Everything's going to be different. I mean, I can remember when I left Korea. It's a whole bunch of different. I felt uncomfortable coming back to the U.S. So yeah,
Everybody feels like that, bro.
yeah.
And it doesn't matter when you get out, even.
Mm. I don't know how to explain it. I felt like I was a human being when I was with them, when I was with the Koreans. I
Yeah,
wasn't a black guy. I wasn't just a soldier. I was just a human being,
yeah.
and I appreciated that. I really appreciated that. So yeah, I need to leave here because that's another reason. I don't feel like I'm human here.
Well, they don't treat. I mean, this it's disrespectful.
Yeah, but it's something you figure that they get over by now. Just it's just nonsense to me, and I'm at a dead end to that. But I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be all right.
No, I think you just have to take it for what it is.
Wow, we got a lot of visitors today. Come on now, what's going on? They must have came to see you. Whatever you put up there has got them ready.
Nah, not really, man. Nah,
Oh
man,
yeah.
you got like you some things, man, in North America, man, it's never gonna change.
No, no, and this never going to change things in every other country, and I understand it.
Yeah,
You're going to get something that's different, and it's going to stay the same.
yeah,
I mean, this is an individualistic country,
yep.
and for each person. But I'm an individualistic and a collectivist, and I'm
Okay.
like, nothing's going to get. I'm like sometimes I'm just like I just want to get it done. Can I curse today?
Yeah, and I was I think I was explaining to my nephew the other day.
Hmm.
I said because he was like, "Yo, what's the biggest difference between being in North America and being in Japan or most other places that I visited?" I said, "Well, the main thing in other places, you're a man first,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not really about it. We'll get to what you do later.
I think you said that before. Yeah.
Yeah, we get to you. You're a man first. You get
Hmm.
to what you do later.
Right.
Do I even like you? You know what I'm saying? I might not like you I might not like you as a person. I might not like you as a man. You know,
Right. Right.
so they'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Now it's if you blow it, you blow it. That's on you, right?
Right. Right.
I said, North America, you gotta. Everything is based on politically what group you associated with. First thing, right?
Right.
Race, nationality, etc. Right?
Right.
Religious
Right.
group. I can go on and on. Then
Right.
after all of that, okay, what do you do for a living? You know, where you live, and are you that dude? Are you the
Hmm.
truth? So
Hmm.
uh, are you a street dude? Um, maybe you got clout in your town or your city.
Right. Right.
Um, you a athlete, entertainer. Um, maybe you're just a well-known dude doing whatever. Maybe you have a lot of talent, and
Hmm.
it's that. Now maybe now and plus, depending on where you live at,
Hmm.
you might be disenfranchised by default, and you
Yeah.
might not even realize it.
No, I know. I
You know what I'm
know.
saying? So you got to fight through all of that you know, and in most cases, you might not even get a fair shot.
Yeah.
And you didn't have anything to do with it. You just happened to come out of your mom's womb, and you like, hey, I didn't ask for all this. What the hell going on out here?
Well, this is back like some 10 years or more ago. More. Uh, yeah, probably about 2007. I was making about 50,000, which is about 100,000 a year now, right? So this other dude who's working, he ain't making that much money, you know, less than 20,000 a year. I mean, probably even less than that. We both won the same car, and it was an Eclipse. I'll say that. He got it, and and his credit wasn't good at all, and he had to only pay $100 a month. He didn't even put anything down. I had the same credit, or a little bit better. I had to put what $5,000 down and get $300 a month. Does
Yup,
that sound right?
that's kind of common.
I mean, I'm at one point, me and my ex were living around the corner from here in these apartments, and we were working, and their her friend was working. They lived right around the corner, same apartment complex, and our gas and electric was 200, maybe 300 a month, and we barely turned on anything. We were barely in the house. Go to her house, and all the lights are on, and she's like, it's on all day. She ain't getting no money back or anything from the government. Her husband works, she works, right? It's on all the time. Everything's on. She said that. She only has to pay $100 a month.
That's pretty common.
How the hell? See, that's why I don't like the idea of doing the what are those things called? Doing a running your credit for stuff like getting your electric bill or paying for apartments. That's none of your fucking business. Excuse me. I'm sorry. It's
No,
none of
no,
your
it's all good,
business.
bro. Well,
No. It. uh, I understand for individual people who are renting out homes, that's fine. But you're a fucking major corporation. The only reason you're doing this is how to figure out how you can angle this. I'm not even trying to hear it.
I'm
I'm
glad
not.
I'm glad you brought it up. And at one point, I think about 20 years ago, I had bad credit 20 years ago.
Hmm.
And I went through all that process of cleaning up my credit, getting an attorney and all that shit. And I learned, man, that first off, the shit is corrupt.
Yeah.
And these big institutions, they do what they want to do.
Yeah.
If look, my attorney told me, he said, look, they want to give you the car, they'll get you the goddamn car at
Hmm.
at the interest rate that you want. They just don't want to
Right.
do it.
Right.
You just got to go there at the right time, which is at the end of the month,
Hmm.
or if they're desperate, and
Hmm.
they'll give you the damn car. That's it.
Hmm.
And these apartments, they do what they
Hmm.
want to do too.
Right. Right.
Because there used to be, when I was growing up, I don't know about you, Mike. They used
Hmm.
to
Go ahead.
always say, hey, you got to have good credit to get this and get that.
Hmm.
That's bullshit.
I was just thinking that today. Oh
That's
man,
bullshit.
there's so many things they told us was just utter bullshit.
That's bullshit. Because when I had bad credit, I was still getting shit.
Hmm.
I
But
might
when
have
you
to
get
pay. I might have to pay a deposit,
right, but then you
but
get good credit, and you're still, even though
yeah.
you're on the path and doing right, and
And
it's
then they
still,
and they be trying to play me. I'll be like, hey,
yeah.
you didn't get qualified. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call these motherfuckers. And somebody will get on the phone. I'll be like, okay, I say I got denied a credit card like a week ago.
Right,
And
right.
they looked over the application. They said, oh, I'm going to approve you.
How?
And he said, well, sometimes the system makes mistakes. That's what he said.
Dude,
That's bullshit.
that just tells me I have to walk into a bank and get a loan because there's no point in doing it electronically
Well,
for
that's the
anything.
best way to do it, face to face. A
Yeah,
lot of that is based on relationships.
right.
I'm glad you brought that up, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
The loaner, the person in the bank,
Mm-hmm.
they can do what they want to.
Hmm.
They can do what they want to. It ain't no. It's nothing set in stone. Of course, they have standards, but they can ban at any given time. That's what I learned when I had credit problems, and business credit is even better than personal.
Right, right.
You know, so a lot of stuff we were taught growing up, most of that shit is just not true. You
I
know,
understand why they said it, like opening your own business. Well, don't do that. Work for a company and then retire. I mean, that's okay
well,
for you to do.
that was a good deal back then for
Right,
most
right. It was,
people.
and you retired at 55. That's not how it works now.
Today, shit.
You'll never see the retirement. That's 72. My father died at 70. My uncle died at what? 73, 74. I'm never going to see
Today,
that.
even if you, I know people that have gotten pensions,
Hmm.
they fucking with the pensions now. They're reducing it.
Let me put it this way. My mom, when she died, was less than 6 months away from getting retirement from Social Security. My dad didn't even get money for that. She never saw a dime.
Yeah. So
Nothing.
I gotta wait. You want me to wait until 65? Hell no.
Mm-mm,
No,
mm-mm.
I can't do it. And I check
If
this
you
out.
government,
I
if
knew
you
this.
government, if you government people are watching, fuck you.
And I knew this when I was 19. I figured
Mhm.
out that I ain't gonna be able to make it like my parents did. That's not gonna work for me.
Right, you
Because
can't.
the politics, the disrespect on these
Hmm.
jobs, and
Yeah,
I'm like, man, and plus it got worse when I
right,
got out the Navy because
right, right.
I don't have the patience for that shit now.
No, no. And plus, I don't know how to explain it.
Well, first
You
off,
wait a minute, wait a minute. You've worked with females in companies, right? Especially
yeah,
ones that were ex-military, right?
yeah,
Doesn't it seem like if you don't fit their mold, like the way they want you to look, they treat you like shit?
yeah, they try it, yeah.
Yo, I
Sometimes, man, when women are in position of leadership, it's a problem.
yeah, they back in high school. They're
Yeah,
back in high school. And I'm
and
like, are you silly? This, what are you arguing about? What is your debate here? And I'm not like I don't want you working there, but whatever you learned in the past, you need to unlearn that shit now. Well, that's
yeah,
what got me in this position. No, it didn't. Hard work did, yes, but you know, opening your mouth like that kept you from getting a higher position. You know,
yeah. And
sometimes,
another thing,
yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
glad you mentioned hard work. That's
Hmm.
bullshit too.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Because
I tell you, go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, because people on these jobs will say, "Oh, I work hard. I work hard to get the team, whatever." I'm like, you bragging about a job? Are you that?
Yeah.
You bragging? The bar is that low. And I said, first of all, you got the job
Hmm.
because they wanted to hire. someone like you based on where you were from.
Right, right.
Got the job because you were Japanese or Chinese or
Hmm.
Korean
Hmm.
or from Nigeria. Ain't had nothing to do with you being
Right,
qualified. Just
right,
like I got the job because I'm ex-military. I know
right,
that.
right.
No, I ain't got nothing to do with me being smart.
But here's the thing for me. I wasn't trying to bother anybody. I was just trying to work on tickets to get through the day, work on problems. It was fun for me. I just wanted to get shit done, you know. And so but they were trying to figure out every little thing that I had a problem, saying I had a problem with. Like they said, I didn't document anything or fall asleep, or I fall asleep at my seat. I'm like, I'm literally talking to somebody. I'm asking them to do something. I'm moving my. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm sitting here doing my work. And I mean, I'm on the phone with the senior technician from our company. And even they said on the phone, what are they talking about? And I'm like, you need to get away from me, you know? So that was the environment I was having. And they were lying to another shift, telling them I didn't do anything. And I kind of understand because I wasn't documenting right. So I documented right before I went on their shift. And then when I finally got on his shift, he saw what I was doing. I think I told you, I was like, when is my good enough? Because I'm like, get off my back. I don't want to deal with this. Leave me alone, you know? But hey.
Yeah. So a lot of people, especially foreigners, they
Mm,
they act like they know something that I don't know. I'm like pull
uh,
yourself up by your bootstraps. Nobody's doing that
mm,
except for a handful of us.
right, right, right.
And then I figured out that wait a minute, I'm over here basically. I'm basically making something out of nothing.
Right,
I don't have any really no support really.
right, right.
And you got this fool. He's coming over here. He's getting benefits just based on him being a foreigner, religion, um, speaking different languages, and he didn't have to do nothing to get it.
Well, let me speak on something else. That brings up another thing, and I hope they can hear this. There's it, it's all in relation. These two Trinidadian dudes in Japan, and they screwing around the whole place with all these women, right? Japanese women. And I'm like, fine, do what you want, but then they posting it up on YouTube, and then you come to find out they're from Trinidad, and they came over to the U.S. when they got older, and then they went to Japan. And so I'm like, they're saying they're Americans, but they're from Trinidad, and I'm like, you're messing our image up. But then you're going to wind up, if something goes wrong, you can go back home. You can hide behind an embassy. We can't do that. And then people be looking at us like we're bums. Nobody's gonna look at Trinidad like that. They'll think you're all right.
Well,
But
they always flee.
but they're making us look bad in another country and
Yeah.
claiming they're U.S. citizens. And I guess to a degree, yes. But you can run. We can't run. That's what I have a problem with. That's the only problem I have a problem with. Foreigners being in here and talking shit. You
Well,
have you
Can
have a you have a
can you guys
home.
hear me?
yeah, I
Yeah,
can.
yeah, I can hear you.
The reason they're doing that, they're trying to get the benefits for the image of America.
No,
They
no, I
said
got you.
they're trying to be like a music video or a gigolo or like somebody cool that would
Yeah,
be in a music video in America to get the benefits. But when they get in trouble, they know where to go to hide. They know where the comfort zone is. They're just using the image of
right,
America for
right,
the ignorance of those foreign girls who don't know any better.
right.
That's
So
the
I
thing.
So I could go over there and sound like I'm from Trinidad
You could try
and mess up
to.
and mess up their image. What I'm like, I just
Well, that's not
it
going to
just
work if you go over there.
Yeah, if you go
no
to
no
Trinidad,
it,
you don't have the accent. But if you were in Japan,
no. I'm saying in Japan.
you could try to. But there's like an
Nah,
image that's ignorant that they'll want you to emulate.
right.
But for the work thing, when you mentioned why they kept bringing up mistakes,
Hmm.
they're looking for a reason to get rid of you. You weren't
Yeah,
going along with the program.
yeah.
You were like an anomaly, like Matrix. Okay, so they
Hmm.
were putting all those mistakes down in like a folder. That's why they kept coming back to you because they want you to stress you out, to make you make more mistakes, and then they'll say, "See, this guy just can't cut it." We always keep
Oh,
trying to correct him, but he keeps making mistakes.
well, here's the thing. All you had to do was ask me to leave. I
It
would have
ain't
left.
about that. It's what strategy, what
Mm-mm.
can I do to create stress or strife in your head to
Right.
allow you to make so many mistakes I can use against you. It's just chess, man. They were playing chess with you. They want you out of there.
Mm.
So how can I make him make a mistake on his own?
I was just
Therefore,
pay,
I'll step
I,
back and say, see, it's all on him.
I was just paying attention to what I was doing. I don't know why I didn't realize
Doesn't
that.
matter because remember,
Hmm.
my opinion, these corporations, these office buildings,
Hmm.
the majority of them don't belong there. There's a
Yeah.
majority of people who are not qualified to be there.
Right.
They're there
Right.
because their cousins on the board, or they kissed somebody's behind, or they did a favor for someone. So they say, okay, I'll give you this job. So they're always like a shark looking for the person who's more qualified,
Hmm.
so they can then try to use that person to make them look good. And if they can't, they're gonna find like a chink in your armor to blow that up to make you look so bad that see, this person
Hmm.
may be educated more than me, but they
Hmm.
made this mistake. I would never make that mistake. They're not as good as you all think they are.
Right.
You
Right.
understand? They're putting you on
Right.
like
No, I
a
understand.
stage.
Right. No, I got you. I got you. I was just so into what I was doing and into what I liked. I should have noticed that. I
Well,
really
that's the
should have
thing.
noticed that.
No, that's not true because you were focused on who you were. That was your
Mm.
character. Their
Right.
character was always trying to get rid of you regardless.
Right.
So
Right.
the best I learned in life this, man. The best scenario is what happened. Period. You got out of
Mm.
there. You didn't go to prison or hurt anybody, get into a fight. You just got out.
Mm.
That's the best scenario because it could have been worse. They always try to get you to get arrested somehow. That's why they always have two managers in the office when they fire you because they're trying to
Right.
set you off. So the manager will say, "See, I had a witness. The guy lost his mind."
Right. Right. Yeah. And trying to assassinate your character.
Yep. And what's sad is those same folks will stay at that same job hating it. They will hate it, but they're so comfortable setting traps for the people, they will never
Hmm.
leave it because they can't get another job. They're
Well,
so endowed to that place. They have to stay there.
well, I have evidence of them doing something
Yeah,
to me that they shouldn't have done. They
yeah, of course.
suspended they suspended me for multiple different things for
Yep.
30 days, and the federal government told them not to do that between something 11 to July 11th, whatever year that was, until like 2014, July 11th, 2014, and they did it in before July 11th.
Yeah.
So, and I still have the what's the name report put in the EEOC down in DC, but I don't know. I gave them the information and everything, but I still hadn't followed up on it because I was like, I don't know what I've been thinking.
Man,
I was
those people are
busy.
useless, man.
Yeah. Just
Mm-hmm.
be grateful you got out, but and also you filed, you did your duty. Let
Mm.
the universe do the rest.
Oh
Period.
yeah,
You did what
Oh
you
yeah.
have to do, file it, get your evidence,
Hmm.
present it, and let the universe handle it. And I'm telling you, you are gonna get back more.
Because Verizon was going to get fined $250 million at the time that it happened, and they made a bargain with the federal government. If my shit had gone through, that would have trashed the company,
Yeah.
completely trashed it. I think that's kind of what I was thinking too. I didn't want to. It's that whole thing that I'm and not an individualist. I'm a collectivist and individualistic society.
Because they want a Borg, man. They want somebody who's weak, who doesn't
Hmm.
have character.
Right,
That's what a lot of these companies they want somebody who's talented now.
right.
You're educated, but you're so weak you're willing to follow my lead. So I can
Hmm.
siphon off your energy. You weren't like that, so they had to get rid of you because you're a constant reminder of what they'll never be.
Exactly.
Wow,
Exactly.
man.
You hit it on the head, man.
I'm not trying to even think of myself like that,
It's
being
true.
better than it. I'm not trying to think of me being better than anybody.
You
I
don't.
That's
honestly,
the
You don't.
problem. You gotta think higher, man. Think going to the moon, Alice. You're better than that, bro.
You don't
You're
yeah,
fit.
better than that place.
yeah.
It's like I know that being that I worked in I worked in corporate America.
Hmm.
I knew I wasn't gonna be able to stay there that long.
Mm.
I
Too
knew it.
many games.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's not about being productive.
No,
It's not about. It's not about that at all.
It's just keeping the ball rolling.
Yeah.
it's going along with the program, man. It's going on
Mm.
with what they've created. And
Yeah.
once you're in anomaly, oh man, we got to send some Smiths to get rid of you.
Yeah. Because
Mm.
I'm like, damn, what I'm doing here? We
Exactly.
ain't doing shit.
Right. I
But it
wanted to
ain't
do
about that though.
right. I really would love to do government contracting, but I don't know if that can do
You
that
can.
now.
It's easier to get government contracts because most of them people are idiots. I'm serious. All those people that are in charge of the contract, they're idiots. It's easy to get those.
Well,
Most
see,
aren't even qualified there too.
well, see,
Exactly.
I don't know if I could do government contracts where it's brokering, where I get some bigger company or something like that to work the issue. Like I'd win the contract and get them to work it. You get what I'm saying?
Well, that's what most of the people do anyway.
So I'd put 5% on top of the federal government, and I put 5% on top of the company I'm brokering with. So that gives me 10% off the whole contract.
Yeah, most
So,
people before they got the contract, they didn't have no company.
right.
They got the contract and they be like, okay, I'm gonna start an LLC and I'm gonna figure out how to
Yep,
get these people to deliver.
Well,
yep. Watch a movie called I Am Charlie Wilson about
uh,
a brother in San Francisco who was a contractor to get rid of oil in the 70s off the beach. A lot of that
mhm.
stuff he just came up with off top of his head, man.
Yeah. I know a guy. I know a guy that this is like 15 years ago. He got a government contract for paper towel. Yeah. He didn't had he went to he flew to China and got a deal over there after he got the contract. And he made millions of dollars just doing that.
Right. It was.
The honest way too. It wasn't like American was a gangster where he did the heroin and stuff. This
Nah,
guy did
it
it
Right.
wasn't even,
honestly.
he was straight up. It wasn't no gangster shit.
Exactly. So a lot of times folks think the only way you can get a contract or do something, make a lot of money, you have to do it illegal, which is a false.
Yeah.
Do you
Now,
remember? Do you remember when they?
There's a lot of shady people doing shady business out here now.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
What was
I'm
it?
just saying you don't got to go to their level.
No, you
Right.
don't. You don't.
Like I'm. I don't know why I'm good at talking to business people. But I was getting some because I was curious about doing business contracts with the government. This was like around 2007. You remember those trucks that used to go around and shred paper from companies?
Yep.
Shred.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I had seen them, and the contractor said if I could get in this, they give me a $3 million contract to get it shredded, the paperwork. She was
Yeah.
like ready to give it to me on the spot, but I wasn't ready at that time. I wasn't ready. I should have made myself ready, but I wasn't ready. And at the same time, I found another contract that was they needed frames built for something in Korea. They just needed a frame, and I found these people in Laurel, Maryland, to do the job. It it's so easy for me to find stuff and make stuff work. Really easy for me to find stuff.
Yeah.
But
Good.
I begged them for help for the last 2 years. Not them, but the Small Business Administration.
Yeah.
Mm-mm, they wouldn't help me. Not at all.
No, they garbage, bro. You don't need them.
Mm,
You don't
mm,
need them. They're garbage. Now
mm.
they'll give you some free money, but
Right,
it's a lot of you pretty much have to be established already to get that.
right,
Yeah,
right.
they garbage. You don't need them. I talked to somebody like 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
They garbage.
Because I'm like,
If I knew what I knew today,
mm-hmm.
I would have got into real estate while I was in the Navy, man.
Right, right. I would have gotten to it in 2005.
Now
But
I'm like I'm 20 years behind.
exactly, exactly.
And it's all because of I just didn't know.
Right, right. But I mean, at the same time, if I actually pushed it, I could. But I don't think I can handle it right now. It's just too much for me right
Well,
now.
no, I wouldn't say that.
Mm.
I'd say it's a team sport out here, man.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I even found one contract that I could have worked with a family friend, but they kept not answering their phone until I
Oh,
talked to them in person about it. They're like, "Oh," I'm like, "Okay,
no,
yeah,
no, you got to talk to people in person, man.
right, right." But
You have to realize that a lot of people are easily distracted. Anyway,
mm,
they
right,
probably get tons of phone calls.
hmm,
So even if you call them, the chances of they calling you back, especially if they don't know you well, is like
right,
slim to none.
right, right.
You know, I
Because
mean, just like some of the people I've met over the past month.
mm,
I mean, they run into people all the time,
right, right.
and some people are shady, and some people, you know, they straight. That's just what it is, man.
Like there's this one machine that the FBI and CIA wanted to buy, and I found it cheap. I can't say what it did, but I can tell you I found it, and I was going to be able to get it for less than what they projected to get it for. I was like, I was just hunting it down, and I knew where to get it. It was just crazy. And they were like, "Yeah, yeah, go for it," but I don't know how to set this up. Set this up.
You gotta get out there and meet people, man.
Mm,
That's the only way, man. That's been proven to work for me. You just got to get out there and meet people.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
that's really it, man. You know,
Mm. Uh, the worst advice I could have gotten was because I knew better. At the beginning of COVID, I should have done something, anything, because you're out there doing something, they'll look at you as positive or trying to get stuff done. And I just didn't take the memo. Didn't take that. And I still caught COVID. So so it's like, son of a, I could have
Hey,
been
you know
done
what?
this.
But it's still not too late, bro, because we're gonna go through a little it's gonna be some hard times
No. The best
going
time
forward.
to do anything. You could even be sweeping floors, taking the trash out for somebody. The best time to show somebody something is when everything's going bad.
Exactly.
War, a war or disease. That's about
Yeah.
it. Wait a minute. I think there's one more. Starvation or economic problems. If you can prove yourself in that,
They always say the best time. They always say when there's blood in the streets.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
we're gonna
When
go
there's
through
a
some of those
disaster.
times ahead. It's coming.
Yeah, yeah. Especially with half the country burning. Oh boy. I wonder how they're gonna get through that.
I don't know. You got your boy Biden in the White House.
He ain't gonna,
Oh,
gonna.
You don't know if he coming or going. Sometimes
That's what I mean. Looks like he has dementia or something.
something wrong with him.
mm, yeah, probably. Of course, there is always the other option we had.
Trump.
Shoot. Yeah.
I tell you what, man. I like when Trump was in there
Mm-hmm. I
because
bet.
things were moving.
Yep,
Right.
Trump talks big. He talks large.
Yeah,
Right.
Folks are attracted to that.
yeah.
Right. Right. Well, I
Things were
mean,
moving. Things were. When Biden got in there, shit slowed down.
right.
So there was no fire under no one's ass then.
Right. Right.
Oh, Biden, he ain't gonna do anything.
So you're saying we need somebody? Well, not we, because I'm
And
not in any
plus,
party.
Biden, he doesn't really. He's not down with free enterprise. He's
Right.
not
Right.
really unless you are like big business.
Right.
He
Right.
doesn't give a damn. He's not for people that like startups
Mm-hmm.
or contractors.
Mm.
They don't really give a damn.
So you need somebody from both sides that can advance our economy.
Yeah, they don't give a damn about none of that. He would look
Mm.
everything that Trump, all the executive orders that Trump
Mm-hmm.
signed, he
Mm-hmm.
reversed all of them.
Mm.
You know,
All the
if he could put the people back in jail, he would do that. You know, because Trump got a lot of people out of jail, man, that wasn't supposed to get out.
No. And some of that stuff, have you, and you saw the files on the floor, right? All those files. I
Yeah,
was like, how did you think you were supposed to keep that, or that's yours?
I don't know, man. I don't know what he was thinking about, man.
I kind of know what he was thinking, but
The gangster's house got raided, man.
well, I mean, here's the thing.
You got to understand though, a person who's as big and as high spoken as Trump,
Yeah,
they're not scared to take a fall. Meaning,
right,
look at these CEOs of corporations. They'll
right,
the corporation like Wolf of Wall Street do drugs right there in front of the board. That's
right,
how they think. They think high, man. They think into the moon. They don't care
right,
about a fall. They just care about the ride.
right. Because I'm like, if you actually had people coming in and taking stuff, and I was like, they they were asked for the documents since early February, and I'm like, if by March I don't receive something, if I was in the federal government, I I can say this now because they already got the paperwork. I'd be watching you. I'd watch everyone coming in and out of that building. So I'm saying I know something happened because nobody would move like that and start saying anything like that without there being something going on. So, of course, I would have waited and saw who would come in and out of the building because that lets you know who's doing what. Because I like catching fish, you know. So that's going to be a crazy one, but I wonder how long that's going to last and what they're going to do.
But they're destroying
His
his
credibility.
yeah.
He's destroyed his credibility.
No, I mean, I'm saying he's not. I don't think he'll be able to run again.
I mean, to be honest, let me
It's not
think
gonna
about
work.
this. All he had to do was give the paperwork back, unless something on there is going to snitch on him somehow. All he
Probably.
had to do was give the paperwork back, and he would be fine.
I mean,
And
if it is, we'll never know.
because remember, he put in those provisions where anybody who, you know, uh, uh, does something like that would get charged for it. You know, he would do time.
Yeah.
But you know, you could make a deal. He could have got out of that.
You got people that Trump used to work with. They're throwing him under the bus now. I'm like, dang.
His lawyer,
How the hell you
his
turn on somebody like that?
his
You know, they turned on them because they got paid.
the
Yeah.
attorney general.
People been watching them and going to them for years
Right,
and
right.
slowly building a case against the man when he got out of office, so they'll never put him back in. This is all
Mm,
part of the circus to make sure
yep.
Trump doesn't
Trump doesn't.
get reelected.
I mean,
Yeah.
3 lawyers, an attorney general, your old what is it? The one who manages the office. I forget his name. Um, there's a
And
whole bunch of people. Huh.
yeah, a couple of
It's
his
like
buddies. They turned
yeah,
on him.
it's like you have nowhere to turn.
Exactly.
And of course, that guy up in New
That's
York,
why I say he's not gonna be able to run again.
and of course, that guy that was in New York said he wasn't going to snitch on Trump. I'm like, you can't. I don't know what's going on up there, but it's some mobster stuff going on up there. Of course, you ain't snitching. Shoot, they probably already know that too.
Yeah.
Uh, so now, I you're right. I don't think he'll be able to run. But
No.
whatever it is, they must have something so hard. There's no way he could deny it.
Well, he ain't
None.
going to jail, so it don't matter.
Yeah, yeah.
All of these guys are dirty.
But then,
Men and women. All of them dirty.
to be honest, how are they really going to stop him when half the country is acting like they want to blow everything up?
Well, you're always gonna have a certain sect of the country that they'll
Right.
ride for Trump, but
Yeah, in every country, and was whether they're liberal or conservative, yeah, they will do their stuff. You know.
yeah.
So I've seen it, and my uncles and my father used to tell me all about them. And of course, the U.S. was always in the middle of it.
Yeah. This is
Like
why a lot of people don't want to come back to America than to move. Because all this circus act, people like, I don't gotta see none of that shit. I don't gotta deal with none of that shit. I don't gotta write up no cops. It's some people be like, yo, where I'm at right now, I'm less stressed. I got a girl that I know likes me. You know, it ain't really got nothing to do with me being, you know, having a job, a bank account. You know,
and life is cheap.
life is
Shoot.
cheaper. The money goes longer. You know,
I mean, even Austin Holloman saying that him and the guy that was in the vehicle got pulled out, put to the side, pulled out, and they put M16s to their head. The police did, and
yeah.
he still was like, I'd rather be there than here.
Yeah.
Because he could talk his way out of that and show his ID. I could show my military ID, and I'd be like, okay,
Even check this out. Let me tell you what's crazy. You can be worth millions of dollars. You can be well known
mm-hmm.
as a Black American
Mm-hmm.
male, and you still will get stopped in your Bentley or your Rolls Royce by the cops. And then they'll pull you over. You roll the window down. Hey, oh man, it's Rick. It's Rick Ross. How you doing, man? How you doing, man? Yeah. How you doing, man? Hey. He said, hey, how you doing, officer? Yeah. Oh, see, man. All right, man. Hey, man, let me take a picture, man. That bullshit. That's the bullshit they got to put up with.
Yeah.
So I'm worth millions of dollars, and I'm still being pulled over by the police. That's very disrespectful.
I'm still trying to figure out how someone in this country thinks that we're going to attack them or do something bad to them. I'm like, first,
Well,
most African Americans got something in them, and they also know that you got something in them. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well,
I'm like,
no, they look at it like this: all the stuff that they've done to us, they feel like they wouldn't be able to put up with all that. They would do something. They would retaliate. That's where that comes from. And they don't understand why most of us aren't retaliating. So we're going to have a bunch of guns just in case.
I mean, I could squash that right now. I could make it simple. Like I said, more than half of us have something of anything of theirs over there. And let's be honest, half of them over there have something too in their system. In fact, some of them are talking about, like this one guy that was on Anderson Cooper some years back, and he said, I don't believe, there's black people have anything but sitting on a corner shaking a cup. And I'm like, I looked at my mother and I said, he looks just like one of our cousins that's up in Harford County. I was like, and she looked at me like, yeah, he's black too. Some of these people are just trying to hide behind who they really are. Hide with who they really are.
Of course, they're insecure.
Yeah, you know what your past is. You don't want it to come up. You're trying to secure yourself.
Like some people, even when I walk in the room, or maybe when you walk in the room, they feel insecure. They feel insecure because their girl is looking at me.
Nah. I don't.
No, not you, but them. Other guys do.
Yeah. No. When I walk into a room with other people of different cultures, I walk in there. It fucks with them. Wait a minute. It fucks with them real bad. I'll come in there and imagine they're all sitting down somewhere
at the table,
and let's say bleachers or whatever, or in a group, and they expect you to feel uncomfortable. You sit down and look like, hey, what's up?
No.
They're like, wait, how come you're comfortable?
No.
Hey.
No, these other guys, these other groups of guys, there's millions of guys out here that's like this.
Mm-hmm.
Football comes on this Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
You go to any bar in America, if you're a tall black male, you carry yourself well.
Mm-hmm.
When you walk through that door, some women are going to be looking.
Mm-hmm.
That's with these guys. That makes certain guys uncomfortable. Just that. And you might be thinking, oh, come on, man, what's the big deal? Exactly. It ain't a big deal to you, it's a big deal to them.
Right.
Because because you don't even know what type of relationship they have with these women anyway.
Right.
And a lot of these guys are frauds. A lot of them got
But,
exposed during the pandemic.
but a
Right.
lot of these guys too, I hate to say is are looking for the biggest guy that they can find to show off in front of their girl. It's
Yeah.
kind of like they're pegging you to see if they can take you. And if they can take you, they want to show off in front of the girl, like, yeah, he isn't all that. He isn't what you think he is.
Right. Right. Mm. So using you for status. That's about it.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. See, a lot of this, you don't have to worry about a lot of this in these other countries.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about a lot of that stuff. Because life is much more simple in other places.
But they're saying that they can change them to be just like them. And I would understand kind of in big cities or even certain places, but that only goes but so far. Hmm. I
Well, you can't change anybody anyway.
yeah.
That's just ludicrous. You know.
I was like, okay, you're saying this one city in the Philippines. I'm like, yeah, but what is they said there was like 45 million single women. I was like,
How
God
many?
damn.
What is this in Manila?
No, all over Philippines. I
Oh,
think it I think it was either single mothers or just single women. They were
how
saying
did it
it's
come up?
40.
I mean, how did it come up with numbers like that?
I have no
I'm
clue.
always suspect when I hear numbers like that. How do you
But,
even?
Yeah,
but how many of them are healthy women? Most are probably broken.
Exactly.
exactly. Exactly. But I'm like,
How do we come
oh,
up with? I'm always suspect when I hear numbers like that. Everybody
yeah.
ain't taking surveys.
Mm-hmm. That's good Lord.
And like and
I
like
mean,
and like he
even if it
said,
was 10% of that, I'm like, how how does that happen? You know?
it's
How do
easy.
you
And they're not wanted by the guys.
well, they definitely wanted them at one point.
Yeah, at one point, yeah. But as they get
Yeah.
older, it starts to fall off.
Mm-hmm.
Some women are
Yeah,
just not going to be able to meet the standards of the majority of the guys.
yeah. But
Truly
then
has
there's
lost its
guys
fruit.
who run the game on the women.
Right.
You know what I mean? Being nice and sweet at first, but then they get pregnant, they up and leave. They do that overseas too.
Oh yeah,
So a lot of
Or
times it
running
ain't the woman's fault necessarily. She
necessarily.
just got game ran on her.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
So
And they
just she
running the
didn't
ring.
meet the right guy at first.
Right. Right.
yeah.
But
You have
now they're stuck because in
Yeah,
that culture, yeah.
exactly. In that culture now, it's like, oh, you're a single mom, and
Right.
yeah. A lot
Right.
of guys will if they don't like the woman and she gets pregnant, oh, he
Pull out.
gone. That happens a lot in other countries.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
happens a lot. I think we're probably the only group of guys that we stick. We'll stick with the damn kids, even if we don't like the woman.
yep.
Mm.
We're like, yeah, I would say,
Well, child support.
well, even besides, even before child support,
Mm.
before the one when I was growing up,
Hmm.
child support wasn't as big as it is now.
Right.
But
Right.
but even still, then a lot of these guys, the woman got pregnant. She was a booty call. He met her at the club. She
Hmm.
got pregnant, but
Hmm.
he didn't want to marry that woman because he knew she was for the streets. But he still kept in touch and as much as he could because he had another family down the street. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But
And he's still messing with her at the same time.
yeah, well, he ain't necessarily liked her,
Hmm.
but he liked the kids. He took care of his responsibility as a man. Now, a lot of these other guys, they wouldn't have done that shit.
Mm.
They're like, kick rocks. Straight up. And they don't even have to have another family. He can be single.
Do you think they had it that good because there were wars that took a lot of people's lives, a lot of men's lives, like that?
No, the guys were just, you talking about in North America?
Yeah,
No, the guys back then were just different. It was a different time.
because
And
you
plus,
they like there was millions of guys who died in World War II. There
yeah,
was almost a billion for Korean War. Vietnam had some numbers. I forgot what it was. So I'm like, there weren't that many. There weren't that many males to begin with around that time. So I'm like, were they able to be players because of that?
well, back then, the only guys that had more than one woman, they could afford to do it.
Right, right.
Today, a guy can, he might not have a place to lay his head, and he got a bunch of phone numbers in his phone. It's back in the day, the guys that were the players, they had money. They could afford to move around and have multiple women and have a
Right.
family down the street and in two towns over, he got another woman. They could afford to do that.
Tell them you'll be back next Tuesday. I'm
You know,
going to Diane's.
and the wife heard about it because it's only the next town over, like what 40 minutes away.
What was it? Somebody said, and it wouldn't be uncommon to see these three women at a funeral, and only
Yeah,
one of them was the
Yeah,
wife.
yeah,
Oh
I've
shit!
seen that before.
I have to.
And they were all nice to each other.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
It's not like they were mean to each other. Nothing like that.
no, they see they knew of each other. They might haven't seen each other in the
Right.
flesh, but they heard the names
Just
and
keep it out of sight.
yeah, out of respect.
Right.
yeah. I mean,
And I,
look at other cultures will do that, but the women generally will move in with them.
Right.
yeah,
Right.
But they'll know their place as like the second wife or something.
yeah.
Right. Right. Where's this again?
Other cultures like all over Africa,
It's all over.
Arabia,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got you.
Asia. I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
Now the only problem is a lot of those women from back then didn't tell their daughters the stories of stuff like that happened. So the
Right.
daughters grow up today and they act like that type of shit don't exist.
yeah,
They act like a man's supposed to be perfect. Like like okay, if I get married to this guy, his dick is mine only.
But I'm giving it up to everybody.
Well, no, she don't necessarily gotta give it up to everybody. But in her mind, if he has a desire for another woman, he don't love me.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. The other cultures, the woman will say, "Yeah, bring another woman here," as long as she understands her place as there's the main woman, and there's a secondary to help out. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Other
It,
cultures look
it
at it.
takes a village.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna hate on it. I'm not hating on it.
Nah, I've been saying a lot of young girls today are delusional.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they were raised in Walt Disney, man. They were raised with Disney and just Princess Happy Ever After. One prince coming. They were not raised in the real world to see the debauchery. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? The real behind the curtains life of damn.
But what do
Dad
they
got
think is about
you
to
down
happen
there.
now?
but they just want to live in a fantasy.
Hmm. But these older chicks are gonna try to take these boys away from them. Not that they
Well, the
could.
older chicks, they not really in demand like that.
No. No.
Best they can get is a one night stand. Most of
Uh,
them.
unless they start spending money on these guys, but they can still
And
not.
and the older chicks, the truth be told, understand if they get a younger guy, he's gonna
Hmm.
be screwing around. So hey, they
She
got
already
self
knows.
esteem issues.
She
Hmm.
already know the young guy gonna be. She already the older woman. understands that she ain't gonna be the only one.
Yep. She might introduce him to a
To her
younger girl
friends.
that she approves of.
Yep.
Right.
Just like keep it to just you and her, and this everything will be cool with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm
That's
just
how.
like this is what did it what is that guy's name? He his truck something. I forget his name. Something like truck series driver. He was talking about this world. It was called um it was like the five shades of grief. And he was like, you men are experiencing that. And he was like, you're experiencing all the shades of grief when you come down to the last part where you and he was like, he's not necessarily part of all this. He's always been traveling, always doing this thing.
Okay.
But he was like, because he was like, I do this all the time. You see, I'm doing the first class stuff. Like, yeah, you're in the what is it, six shades of grief right now. And he was saying it went over the last couple of years, and now guys have got to the last part. And that you have to have a solution to everything at the last part. They found a solution. Either you staying or you leaving. So
Yeah. That's basically what it is. At the end
yeah.
of the day, she's staying or she's leaving.
Mm.
You know, it really ain't that complicated.
No,
Yeah,
it's
you
not.
run from it or you tolerate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next guy you get with, more than likely, is going to be the same thing.
Yeah.
He can try more, or he going to hide it, but it's still going to happen
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
some point.
Where have all the good men gone?
The good men are everywhere, or
Yeah.
you probably just ran them off.
Yeah. That'll be okay.
That's what
That's
I
why
always say. Or they
yeah.
probably decided that hey, they're gonna go elsewhere.
Mm. What was, what was this one woman doing? She was just going off in this video. She's like, "Well, we're gonna go over here and act like this," and you. I was like,
Go ahead.
"We're not. You can't go over there like that. You
Well,
won't. You
well,
won't come back."
a lot of them get their wake up call when they go to these other places.
Right? You can't talk to somebody like that.
No, they get popped in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
That's what usually happens.
What is her name? Megan Moon. Now, she said she was like, "I did not understand until I came here and I got married to this man. And I have
Are
things
you
that I
talking
had to
about
do."
Megan?
Moon. She's Megan Moon now.
Oh, she's divorced.
No, no. She was Megan something else, and then she got married to the
Oh,
Korean guy.
nah,
She's
she's
not
full
Megan
of
Moon.
shit. I heard what she said.
Yeah,
Well, she's one
I
of
think
the. Maybe she got
I
her
think
wake up call.
she got her wake up call. That was it.
She's on that BS like a lot of people. But she got a white parent. She got a white mom.
No, no, no. They're just
Oh,
light skin. But
oh,
my thing is, the thing is, she realized she was messing up over there, and she was apologizing for it. That's the whole thing. Because she was like,
apologize for what?
she shouldn't have treated people like that over here.
Uh,
Because and stepped up. And I'm like, yeah, tell these other women. But she was trying to say that too. But I don't know. It's like they leave the country and they might get some sense, or you stay here and you stay crazy.
well,
I don't know.
if they leave and they go in another environment and they stay there for a while, they will change because
Yeah,
the environment dictates it.
but they're not going to change here. At
No,
least not for. It's a 5 to 10 year project.
yeah. In order for people to change, let's take the most horrible woman you know.
Oh God.
In order for her to change, something drastic has to happen.
Well, everybody has to hit rock bottom,
Yeah,
go through pain in
yeah,
order to say enough of this shit.
exactly.
Okay, it's like if you lived in a dumpster or a landfill your whole life,
Mm-hmm.
and you finally leave that environment, you
Mm-hmm.
can finally smell the trash.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot smell the trash if you're living there because it's a part of you now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But when you leave and you smell fresh air, it becomes a part of you. You realize, damn, look where I was. I didn't know I was in such a toxic place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like I heard my aunt said the same thing about when she lived in New York City for 40 years.
Right.
And now that she left for like what, 5 years before she went back, she couldn't take it no more. Just visiting, she couldn't take it. So, I got to get out of here. I've been away for too long, you know? So sometimes you don't really know how it really is when you in it.
Yeah,
Mm. It's just weird. And
It's just,
that,
it's
that,
just
I mean, you hear them talking shit lately, right?
they
Like
always
you,
doing shit.
like one is they're assuming you're poor and broke. Two, they're assuming that you're saying you're an athlete or something like that,
I don't, I don't,
or an actor.
but
And like, what is it?
check this out.
Mm-hmm.
Them same women that talk that talk,
Mm-hmm.
I know some of them that talk like that. But when they're around us, they
Mm-hmm.
throw that shit out the window. It's easy for some women to talk from a distance,
Right.
but when they're in the presence of certain guys, they don't talk like that.
Mm.
They don't talk like that. That's just that's cap, like a lot of people like to say.
a lot of women, you gotta understand. For instance, to us, a foreign woman is exotic, right?
Yeah,
Mm.
It's the reverse for them too. A foreign woman, when you go to her country, you're the exotic one. So she
exactly.
probably
Right.
been watching the basketball, the movies, the music videos, wanting that image of a certain black guy, and you just happen to come along. You can emulate that image for her to make her just get a taste. That's what she's
Right.
doing. Same thing when guys go to Thailand, get a woman at a bar, they just want a taste of something they watched on
Different.
YouTube or Thai expat,
Mm-hmm.
sex traveler videos. They want a taste of that image. That's all they're doing. They're just trying to recreate an image that they've fallen in love with.
Yeah,
They're gonna be disappointed
yeah,
with me.
That's the reality. I mean, that's why guys pay for it and just go because they really okay. I had it, don't keep going
Mm.
back. But
yeah,
the reality is, I mean, it's not real. You don't know the person for who they are. You're just
Right.
going along with this false sense of this is what I want them to be.
Mm.
So you're
yeah.
setting yourself up to fail.
Right.
And that's
Right.
why guys fall in love with these bar girls and they get taken for everything.
Ah.
The woman sees through that.
Oh. Oh my God.
Yeah. That's
Why?
why.
You might as well pay for it. Just get it over with.
Well,
I
no, not
just.
necessarily. I wouldn't say that. Well, the problem with paying for it is you're never going to get no respect from that woman.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because
But
it's not sex, it's companionship. These guys are looking for love.
Yeah,
right.
And
But
they feel if I can have sex at first, but show her if I give her everything she
mm,
needs or wants, she'll eventually fall in love with me.
nope.
She's only falling in love with the comfort you're giving her. But
Right.
yeah,
when that comfort dies down, or she, like a lot of guys will bring them to their country, then these women go along and then they realize this guy's a loser. He can't get a woman in his own country.
yeah,
He doesn't, he's a dishwasher or he has no money. He doesn't have any skills.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the women eventually, after a few years, go back home and take everything from the guy because they're secretly building a house or having something sent to their country.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy's like, "What happened?" She just left. Yeah, because she saw you for who you were.
Right.
exactly,
Right.
exactly, man.
Mm-mm-mm.
You hit it on the head, bro.
That's
I mean, it's like a movie I saw, like a Thai movie, Enemy at the Gate, where this king
I heard.
married. It's like a peasant wife, like a peasant woman married her daughter. Beautiful woman. The problem is she set the king up to be killed. Why? She had the mindset of a peasant. He kept
Yep.
thinking, "Oh, I give her everything to love me back."
Right.
Comfort he needed, but she said straight, "I don't know how to take care of you," because she wasn't raised to be a queen to take care of a king to run a kingdom. She was a peasant. All she sees is money. So she
Right.
set the king up to get killed because she just wanted his money. And that's the thing. You leave with your wallet, you're gonna attract a woman, yeah, but that's all she cares for. And if or when the wallet dries up, she's out of there.
That's why my parents used to tell me, watch the company you keep.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know,
But
it's
these guys don't realize that though.
no, you don't.
They think
Yeah.
because a woman looks good physically, she must be
Mm.
good mentally or good in her heart.
No.
And we all know there's some, evil people that just physically look good. They just, that's how that's the only tool they have,
It was
I've
bringing
the
I've
that
had
way.
my
physical
fair
body.
share of that.
Yeah, they
I've
were
Yeah.
had
raised
my
that
fair
way.
share of that. No, not
That's
anymore.
why I always say, a lot of guys will say, I'm never gonna do that again, man. I'm never gonna do this, that, or whatever. And I was like, yo, why don't you just
Make it.
change the person
Mm-hmm.
you're treating that way
Mm-hmm.
and see what happens?
Yeah. It, they have to be a certain way mentally. I don't care how they look at this point. They
Yeah.
just have
Yeah,
to be a
but
certain way mentally.
instead of like going to bar girls, go to a museum.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Go to
the bar,
like a
the bar,
library, and then
yeah, the
But
bar
they
and the clubs ain't shit anyway.
no.
yeah,
But there might be something going on, and I don't need all that. I don't need all that. I
And this
just
is
need to be.
why. This is why when I go to these places, I get away from the tourist areas
Yeah.
yeah.
because I already know. I already know what it is.
That's what my father and my uncles told me. Get away from the base. Just go,
Yeah.
because you stay right there near it. You know, you're gonna get what you get. You're gonna be the sucker right there. Just
And
leave the
every
area.
tourist area in any city, I don't care where it's at, it's scammers, jackers, uh, you got
Prostitute.
fast talkers, you got prostitution,
Hmm.
you got drugs. Every tourist area has them elements
Right.
and corruption.
You didn't have to bring that up.
So that's why I'm like, okay, the areas where they say, oh, don't go to that place, don't go to that place. Them the areas where I'm going.
Why do you think, man? Like seriously, like because I talk to Thais and everything, like lady boys and everything are only in the tourist areas. They don't stay in
Yep.
their small town where them guys are from. Because the
No,
Right.
local look at them crazy, like, why are you acting like that? They're only around them tourists because that's what the tourists want.
yeah,
They'll get killed around their small town in Thailand
Yeah.
being a lady boy or around the wrong person.
yeah, they'll get clowned. Even
Yeah,
over here, they'll get
yeah,
clowned.
yeah.
Yeah,
So they go to the tourist area where they're on a stage. They're performing, and somebody want to try them or give them some attention.
Right.
yeah.
Shoot.
And it's pretty much like the girls. I know guys who were in the Air Force who wanted a black guy. They just hung around the Air Force base or the Navy base. So the Japanese girl, they want a black guy. They just hang around the base.
Yeah,
Period. Those are the girls that don't care about how they look in their small town because they don't want to go back to their small town. You know what I
no,
mean? The locals gonna say, "Why are you with a black guy, or a white guy?" They don't want to go back to that small town. They're looking forward.
They want to get away.
They want to get away. The sky's the limit. I'm telling you, to the moon, Alice. And I don't know. Maybe them girls are good girls, but you have to look at it as you are the target when
Yeah,
you go overseas.
the pickings is slim in that environment for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely slim. You know,
Especially-
you gotta get in environments where you have the advantage.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Although I don't think Japan is a place for me to go. If that
no,
was the case.
Japan.
Well,
Not,
I'm just using that. I'm just using that as an
Yeah.
example. I mean, it could
Example.
be anywhere. It
Yeah.
could be Jamaica. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Them girls are. The women there go to hotels where the white guys are from England or something and hang out. You know what I mean? So
it ain't country specific. Could be it could be a certain environment in any place or town or
yeah,
city
yeah,
where the majority it could be women there.
Right. Right.
You know, that's what I mean when it's you got to put yourself in a environment where you have an advantage.
Right.
You know, at least you should anyway. You know. I mean, I don't want to. I don't like being in places where the majority of guys are there.
Yeah. Yeah. No. But then they think you're gonna be interested in prostitution when you go over there, and I'm like, we ain't your
Well,
man over there.
that don't make no sense. I can do that
Right.
over here.
Here. Right. Right. You spare me the plane ticket. It costs a lot
Yeah,
more to do that.
I can just go on one of these dating websites for that. If that's the case,
yeah. But they're saying that because of the losers of Europe who've gone there specifically. You've seen these YouTube videos where the white guys like, yeah, man,
Yeah.
the guys hate us because we got more money and our dicks are bigger. And I'm looking at this short white guy like, you think that's why the
That's
locals
why.
don't like you because your dick is bigger, or because you're drunk all the time chasing every woman in front of them?
Mm-hmm.
So you
well,
Falling
can't.
down
You're not
drunk.
bringing nothing to the environment.
no.
Falling down drunk, acting like
Most
a
of those
fool.
guys tend to be the biggest tricks anyway.
Yeah, they're
Mm.
not starting a business or looking for a family. They're just tricking every woman that goes by, tricking
Yeah,
off money to get sex,
yeah.
and everybody
They
knows
go,
it. But
yeah,
they feel they're better than the locals because they're white.
yeah. They just passing through basically.
Yeah,
Yeah. Some girl was talking about that happening in the DR, Democratic Republic.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm like, those guys you met, they're not us. They're something else. It's not the same thing. I'm
Oh, they
like,
just passing
we
through.
we ain't running. Now I'm not going over there. But if I had a family over there or something like that, I'm
Even
not leaving.
look, even a lot of those women got enough sense to know that this guy is just passing through.
Right,
So
right.
they like, okay, since I know he's just passing through and he ain't trying to get to know me, I'm gonna just run a scam on this dude.
Mm-hmm.
or
She was
she might really want to just try a guy. You know what I mean?
right,
A white guy from Canada. Oh, let me try him because
right.
she can't try guys in her own culture like that because guys will look at her like a whore. But this
Yeah,
guy from a foreign country, oh, I could sneak around with him, try him. Nobody will know. See,
yeah,
they get
Right.
off being with the foreigner just as much we get off going to being with the foreign woman.
yep.
Right. But she was talking like us black guys were doing that. And I'm like, I don't know about the black guys you
Well,
had, but
I mean,
no.
she don't really. A lot of them really don't know how things work over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
She's
guys
probably
you
watching those
saw.
YouTube videos of guys going to different countries saying the women are better and stuff.
Well,
That's
well,
why she.
here's the thing. They have a whole bunch of kids that were made with foreigners, and
Yeah.
she's associating those guys, for the regular guys. And I'm like, you do realize this is the same guy that runs around up here. He just came down there to run around down there.
Yeah.
He's playing the same game. I'm like, that's a whole different person. That's a whole different thing. But I feel sorry for her because she was feeling it. You could tell she was feeling it. But yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they don't really know how
Yeah,
how
things.
but
things work.
sometimes I'm gonna say this. A lot of the time, those women think they're running game on the man to get
Hmm.
pregnant. The man just
Hmm.
running double game on them. Like, okay, I'll stay, and then they're gone.
Right,
Women
right.
know that I'm having sex without a condom or protection, but they
Hmm.
want to get pregnant by the guy, thinking, oh, he's gonna be my meal ticket. But the guy
Right.
already knows I'm just gonna go. So it goes both ways. It's not just on the men. A lot of women thinking in their heads, I'll trap this guy if I have a kid. And that happens here too.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, women not wanting us to go out of country, but they go out of country and do horrible shit, on their girls' trip. And I'm like, you better not touch your wife or your girlfriend for 3 months because you don't know what she's doing over there.
Well,
Well,
I've
Like,
well I've seen like women from England go to
hmm,
to Jamaica, but
Jamaica.
they're single.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like seriously, women do those women trips, go to Jamaica, looking for a brother to
Hmm.
bang it out. They're not. They don't have a man at home.
Right. Well,
They broke up with the guy, or they haven't had a relationship in a while, so they're fulfilling a fantasy going to get a mandingo. That's the
yeah,
difference. There's nobody at home to give them that
but,
comfort.
but there's some grown ass women with in relationships that are doing it too.
yeah,
I'm
but
like,
that marriage is dead as a doorknob.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what I'm
yeah,
saying. It's not a
yeah,
real marriage. It's nothing serious. She already knows it's dead, and I'm just gonna
right.
go
He know
do
it's
my
dead.
It's a dead bedroom,
yeah.
Yeah,
and
he
she
don't
killed it.
care.
She killed it. Mm,
Yeah, more than likely she did. But the husband, he doesn't really care.
mm,
This is an
mm.
annual thing for her.
Yeah. And if it's a younger woman and the guy's like 50 or 60, can't get it up, he'll actually send her down there to come back because he knows a brother bang it out and have her walking on air to come back take care of him more.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
saving his marriage.
Exactly.
Mhm.
It says, Sharp, I agree with you on being respected by foreign women and having an advantage, but are you respected by them at the end of the day? I think that's on a case by case basis right there. That just depends on the
Mhm.
woman and depends on the type of guy you are. And a lot of time it depends on how you met the woman as well. It depends. You
Yeah.
know?
Did you meet a bar girl? That's one thing.
Yeah, I stay away from the bar girls. I stay away from the now if you want to meet if you I'll hang out with a club or a bar girl, but I ain't gonna really take her serious.
Yeah. Yeah. What
You know?
about the ones that are selling stuff at the stalls?
Oh,
I would say the
uh,
same thing.
I don't really talk to them like that.
Yeah,
Mm,
I would say the same thing. The main thing is what is this person bringing to the table to
table.
benefit me?
Right.
Do
Exactly.
they
Right.
have some education? Do they have a skill or tool? If they can't
Well,
even hold a job in their own country and they're fine as hell, just screw
mhm,
them and that's it.
that's it.
Because
Right.
you have to understand they're looking at you the same way you're
Well,
looking at them. What can I
right.
get
Right.
from this person? And if it's not
Right.
benefiting you both, she's gonna take everything.
Right.
That
That's why these
yeah.
bar girls, they meet these guys. I'm telling them, they take everything from them because they know I got a window, and
Mhm.
these bars aren't going to hire me after I'm 25 or 28 or 30. After a certain age, these bars aren't
Right.
going to hire me because every day there's a girl turning 18.
Yep.
To
So they're
take your
doing
So
place.
everything they can to get a guy to love them, but they're hoping this guy can provide stability for them. And most
yep.
guys aren't. They're just leading with their wallet, pretending to have
Right.
all this money. And when the
Right.
girl sees them for who they are, that's when they start plotting. Okay, I'm getting out of here. Can't take this. I have to come to a foreign country and live on welfare and so. Nah, I didn't sign up for this.
No.
I look at it like if this woman is losing in her country, what the hell
It's
I'm
her
doing
country.
bringing her over here?
Right, right. But wait. I, I, I'm not bringing the beach back to the sand. No,
I mean,
no.
regardless, if she's have, let's say she's 30, 32, 30 years old,
Mm,
and she talks about struggling all the time,
mm,
and you sitting there listening to this now, maybe you've known her for, I don't know, 2 years,
right.
and maybe y'all talked about getting together and settling down long term. Maybe it's just a thought, right? So I'm looking like, shit, you already having a hard time over here.
What you do?
What the hell? I don't know what I mean, I don't know what to do with you. I don't know.
Or better yet, you need to flip it and say what she's gonna do to you. What is she
Yeah,
gonna take from you?
Right.
If
yeah,
she can't elevate you or maintain what you have, she's gonna be dead weight. If you're gonna
exactly.
keep
Right.
trying to give her more and more, or having to give her more and more, you'll end up with nothing, and she'll end up with everything.
Yeah,
And
because
sh-
I'm
and
like,
sh-
I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going, but how the hell can I plug you into something? I don't know.
and she'll just look at you like you're a sucker.
That's that shit
That's
don't
what it is.
it ain't gonna work out.
That's exactly what it is.
You know, I mean, it's kind of like I know who I am and what I bring to the table and what I'm doing and where I'm going.
Hmm.
And her, it's like her way of thinking goes against what I'm doing.
Right.
I'm like, well, that ain't gonna really work. Uh, over here, where I'm at,
Hmm.
I'm trying to be the best of the best in what I'm doing. And if you believe in just doing the least amount, you know, just being
But
comfortable.
but you gotta understand the best of the best for a bar girl is just to be a bar girl,
Yep.
just
Oh
to sex
wow.
to be the sexiest bar girl. So if you're looking for a bar girl, you're gonna get the best of the best. But remember, her mindset is just to be a bar girl. She can't think higher to be an executive. She's not thinking of college.
Oh
Probably
Exactly.
even didn't want to go to college.
no.
That's what I'm saying. Have you thought about guys thought about going to a college and meet a girl, going to a museum, a place where there's educated women just talking to them, not thinking sex. Don't leave with sex.
No,
Leave with
no,
your
no,
education.
no, no, no. I
So,
got you.
Yeah,
I'm
so
that's
just
what I'm
thinking.
saying.
I'm just thinking about seeing. I was thinking about that, seeing a person who obviously led with his wallet,
yeah.
and his girl was dressed up like a bar girl. I was like, what? You're I don't know anyone that's. What are you doing? What are
Yeah,
you doing?
happens all the time.
I'm like, I I don't
It's like
know.
it's guys. I know guys personally that are doing well. They they they're free to do whatever they want now.
Right.
But the women they got with, I'm like, why you even got with her in the first place, bro? I
I mean, it's
mean,
it's a jeans and t-shirt kind of day, and
I'm
yeah.
like, what? I mean, I hope the sex is good. If that's all,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You
But
know,
but that's how low his self esteem. It's like the movie I told you, Enemy at the Gate. The king married a commoner's daughter.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So many princesses or very attractive women who were educated probably wanted him, but he got the most finest girl with the least education, thinking I can elevate her up to that level. You can't do that. She's got to already be there, or want
Yep.
to do it for herself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like the movie Fast and Furious. A lot of guys, I hate to say this, think they could go to a junkyard, get a car, and
Mhm.
then flip it and make it the fastest car, faster than a Porsche. They
Yeah.
tricked out a car on that movie, it's Toyota Supra, I think it was. It was faster than
Mhm.
a Porsche or a Lamborghini.
Right.
Seen so long ago. A lot of guys think that I'll get this broken woman, educate her, give her money, status, a house, whatever, and she'll appreciate that.
Nope.
Nope.
Don't work
No,
that way.
she can only see as far as where her mindset is
Yep.
Exactly.
or her education. I hate to say that, but
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right. You're 1,000,000% right. I've seen that. I have seen that.
Yeah. It's kind of
Uh,
like if you talking about starting a business, right?
mhm.
And she's just comfortable having a job.
yeah.
Well, that's it's going to be a problem there.
Also, if she's just comfortable taking money and she doesn't have the skills or tools to understand when every job goes down, you got to
Right.
adjust to that slump. Come up with
Mhm.
new advertisement, come up with new ways to attract people.
Mhm.
If you can't do that, it's going to be over. She probably
Right.
doesn't have those skills, but she has the skills to take money. But that's what bar girls do, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So y'all going to end up drifting apart. That's the
Yeah.
case.
You don't have respect, you have nothing. It's not
Well,
gonna work.
not is much bigger than respect.
Mm.
Maybe she don't have the skill set.
That too.
Or maybe
That
she's
too.
not willing to learn the skill set.
Yeah.
If that's the case, well, you're gonna have to leave her behind.
Because if you do leave with your money, you got to make sure you have enough
Enough. Yeah.
to support where she's at. Now, if she's probably uneducated and you a millionaire can make her a stay-at-home mom,
Mhm.
she'll probably be loyal to you till the day you die because she doesn't want to go back to
Or
wherever
at
she
least
was.
or at least until she gets to the United States and divorce your ass. Half.
Well, that's
Well,
true. But the point is, at least she's at a stable place where she realizes I'm with this guy who elevated me to a point where I'm comfortable, and if I leave
Mhm.
him, I'm not gonna be in this comfort no more. So she's
Right.
perfectly fine supporting you then, but you got to still have enough money to support that lifestyle.
exactly. And
It's an exchange.
yeah, and
Yeah.
if you can't afford for her to just stay home and not support you, well, that ain't gonna work.
That ain't gonna work because now you're trying to kill yourself while she's expecting so much from you, and you're not at
Right.
that level to be where she needs you to be. You probably don't have the skills yourself.
Exactly. Because and most of us we have to learn as we go. If we
As
didn't
we
come
go. Yep.
unless if we don't come from money.
Yep. And then there's folks who just spend money. It's like they're afraid of money. Money is something that they're afraid to have, so they always got to show off and flash. That's a
Yeah.
Right.
fear for a lot of folks. They might not say it or show it, but when they get money, it's automatically gone because in their minds they feel they cannot maintain this thing. They cannot protect it, or better
Oh
yet,
yeah.
double it.
Yeah.
Go
Right.
back to the Bible with the parable of the talents. They'll just bury it.
Or
That's
they
all
Oh
they
yeah,
know.
yeah.
or
They
they just
bury
go
it rather than do anything with it.
or they'll
Yep.
just go shopping.
Yeah.
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 That they won't even think about, okay, how can I invest this or double the money? That don't even cross their minds.
Nope. Nope. That's why I say I respect if guys are millionaires and they get a fine bar girl and understand they both talking. I'll give you this, but you give me what I need. Yeah, that's an agreement between them. But when you're
Right.
pretending to live that life like a music video star or executive, whatever, and then you get this bar girl and she realizes you're just a loser, get what you deserve when she takes everything because you lied to her.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
You've just been on it from the start. You know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think he's bitten off more than he can chew when I saw that.
Well, if
I
he
was
got
like,
the money to maintain her, I
hmm,
mean, the agreement will last. But if soon
right.
as he dries up, I'm telling you, she's out of there.
Or he
Yep.
gets sick.
And unfortunately, I hate to say this, some girls, that's all they got is their bodies, and they'll well
Right.
maintain it. But they do want a guy that has money so they can be a stay-at-home mom. And if you find
Right.
a guy that's enough money for you to do that, and you're faithful to him and support him and do anything he wants in the bedroom, more power to you, because you both are surviving in this world. And it's hard out here, man.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why you just have to know who you have to know who you get involved with. Know
Yep.
what you signed up for.
That takes
Right.
time. Too many of us want to rush into things thinking because it looks good, it'll eventually be good. It's like a pipe
Nope.
dream. It
Nope.
feels good, so it's gonna last forever. But we don't realize, that dream comes to an end. What are you gonna do then?
Yep.
Yeah, I've over the past 10 years, I had to let some people go.
Yeah.
I've had to let some people go, man. I just
And
Yeah.
and that's a part of life, because you have to get to a point where to elevate yourself and to move forward, you have to let others go. It's not because they're dead weight, because they have their own path to walk too.
Right.
You might be holding them back from gaining
Right.
things on their own because they're now relying on you instead of learning to get those skills and tools for themselves.
I've seen that.
So eventually you have to be cleansed of everything and start over. The problem is a lot
Yeah.
of us are afraid, like I was for years, to start over until things happened to me where I was forced to.
Right.
yeah, that takes courage to start
It
over.
takes, yeah, it takes a lot of courage, because a lot of us, we have to go through pain to start over.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to hit rock bottom and go through pain. But a lot of us weren't raised that way in this country, especially. We're raised to avoid pain.
yep,
Yeah.
We are raised to look at just pleasure. But
yep,
Right.
through the pain, if you once you get through the pain on the other side, that's where the real pleasure is, because now you can start fresh. You can start clean.
Yeah. But then also you think commitment, but
no, there's
nobody's into that.
no,
Nobody.
you commit to yourself.
Yeah,
Right.
it's an agreement. Once you have the agreement,
Hmm.
what you and the woman have together, that's the commitment. What's the agreement? Once you
That's
two
Right.
hold on to that agreement, things will work out. But
yeah,
you have to
Right.
know what you want specifically
Right.
to talk to the woman honestly, and she talk to you and say, yeah, we agree, or no, we don't. We gotta go our separate ways.
yep,
Because a lot of guys, like this one girl years ago, he's like, oh yeah, I dated this guy. We were gonna get married and all that. Then out of the blue, before they got married, he wanted a threesome. And she said, well, we broke up because he was never honest with things sexually with me. And I was like, well, good thing you thought about it before you married, because after, you would have felt obligated. Now, there are girls who would do that stuff, but you need to come forward and say, this is what I like, or what I want to experience. And they'll say, yeah, I'll experience that too. Then you both are working together in agreement to maintain something together. You're not just forcing somebody to do something that they don't want to do.
Which
exactly.
is which is what are you bringing to the table is supposed to be about. That's
Exactly.
what you're supposed to be discussing.
Exactly. And that's what these guys don't do with these bar girls, because most of them
Mm.
themselves don't know what they can bring to the table. They
Right.
don't
Right.
know themselves. They're looking for a guy to give them stability so that they can figure out along the way when they're a stay-at-home mom or going to school what I can do or what I cannot do.
Mm.
But the problem is a lot of guys aren't stable enough financially to give them those girls that time to develop. They need them to get out there and get a job too, because they lied to them about they have money. No.
Yep.
Mm-mm. I'm sorry.
No doubt about it, man.
I take sleeping medication. I apologize.
Okay.
I shouldn't have
Yeah,
taken
no,
it. I knew you were going to get on. And
I'm
somehow
about,
I knew you were going to get on.
I'm about to get off here anyway, man. This has been a
All
dope.
right.
This has been a dope conversation, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on, guys. You have a
Oh, no
good night.
problem.
Peace,
Get
peace.
on next time. When are you getting back on?
Friday.
Friday? Okay. All right. We'll be back.
All right, peace, peace,
All
peace.
right. Bye. I'll be awake next time.
All right, peace. Yes, sir. It's official. Like a referee with a whistle. So hey man, check out my Patreon. That's patreon.com/sharpgame. Don't forget to check out a Love Can't Wait podcast as well. Next time I come back on, man, I'm gonna take calls. I haven't taken phone calls in a long time, man. You know what I'm saying? What up, Jordan? I haven't taken phone calls in a long time. So I'm gonna do that. You know, again, man, dope discussion. I like having these conversations, man. So hey, until next time, man. I'm out. Peace.
Alright. Just got the call, it's going down tonight. It's a lot of goodbyes here tonight. But then I saw the sky and that I like. Hear from God.